Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rise and Shine.
Rise and shine!
Okay, thank you for the fairy music because today's topic is not really a very
Fairy-like.
fairy-like topic.
Okay.
But it's an
Sounds
interesting
serious.
topic nonetheless.
Okay.
So today we're going to talk about something that is a big topic.
Oh,
It's about money laundering.
money laundering. Money laundering.
Yes.
Malay call it cuci duit.
I love that. Cuci duit.
Yeah, cuci duit.
means wash.
Wash.
And duit is money.
Wash money.
See, my Malay
Yeah.
lessons paid off.
I like it. Like it. Guys, hi, I'm Farah Zach. I am with my dearest darling Daniel George here.
Singapore's most gorgeous real estate agent. Like we mentioned, today we're going to talk about money laundering because there have been a lot of articles recently and there's a lot of updates to the $1 billion money laundering case. It was very big in Singapore, right?
You mean the one last year?
Last year, yes.
Last year's story.
there's-
Oh, okay.
Every few months they have updates on what's going on.
Okay,
And I think
okay.
it's such an interesting thing. And especially Singapore, right, is such a huge financial hub and companies love to come and invest money in Singapore. So today I thought money laundering is an interesting topic because how would that affect us as a financial hub? How would that affect real estate?
Okay.
But first, what is money laundering? Right, cuci duit, which means washing
Yeah, cuci
money.
duit.
So I think money laundering is basically like illegally obtaining money, funds through illegal ways.
Okay.
Conceal that in legal transactions. So you obtain money illegally and then you conceal it by legal transactions instead.
I see.
To cuci duit.
Cuci duit. So you purchase something to cover up how the money is obtained.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that is
Okay.
basically money laundering.
Okay.
So
Money
yeah.
laundering 101.
How the different ways to launder money in Singapore? Yeah, real estate is property prices are very high, so
Okay.
you would want to do that through purchase of real estate, right?
There's a few properties involved. You have like some commercial properties as well, residential,
Right.
and some others, right?
Yeah.
I think-
Some ways to launder money through properties, I think, is to overvalue a property. But the good thing is, our country in Singapore, there are a lot of laws in place.
That's the best thing about Singapore.
Exactly.
Yeah, in Singapore, you can't overvalue a property without being questioned, and you have to have a good answer why you are overvaluing your property.
Right.
So government will get involved in this sort of thing, so that things like money laundering does not affect us, right?
Remember, there was a recent HDB.
Yes, correct. So recently, HDB now allows sellers to sell their sell their HDB through HDB portal. Recently, there was this case whereby HDB owner posted his unit at $2 million.
Sorry.
Did you just laugh? Okay. So he posted at $2 million. Value of the property is how much?
Well, it's
Probably
definitely
that
not
about,
2
I think the
million.
highest was 1.5, right?
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was posting it as a joke or was he like seriously thought maybe somebody will pay $2 million for it.
A nice try.
But in the end, he was called to take it
Yeah,
down.
HDB actually asked him to bring it down.
In a good way, it's also the government wants to control the price. Doesn't want because HDB is meant for like especially like local people to be able to afford to purchase a property, a home to live in, right? So I think it's a good thing they do that too because they want to control the price to make it affordable for all Singaporeans.
Correct. As it is, you know that even HDB now the price are really, really high. So to price it even higher, it doesn't really make sense.
Exactly.
For Singapore, because HDB is a public housing, so it's meant for local citizens and local PR to live in,
Right.
right?
Meant to be affordable.
Yeah, it's meant to be affordable,
Which is
correct?
why our home ownership rate is so high.
Yes, correct. We are at 90% now, right?
90-ish percent.
90-ish percent for Singapore.
Highest in the world.
Countries. Yeah,
Right.
we should be proud of it actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about the recent money laundering case
Right.
then?
So there was something that happened in mid-August 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they found out there were these $3 billion money laundering case.
Mm.
And I think 10
3
people were
billion.
sentenced
Wow.
to jail but there was still like at least 17 people on the run.
17
suspects.
I think now they caught about nine individuals.
I think so, yeah. They might
Right?
have caught a few more.
I think, okay. But this is a continuation from the previous one, right?
Right.
One of the so many properties that was involved in this case. I think it's a bungalow in Sentosa Cove.
Yes.
Was it?
Cove, yeah.
Bungalow was sold at 22 million. Okay,
22 million is a very good price for that plot of land.
Yes, correct.
Especially with views at Marina Bay Sands.
Exactly. But that was a plot of land.
We can check and put the price up for people to see. So a lot of the people that were caught, right, they had properties worth up to like here 91.2 million. Let me see. This one property worth 30.3 million. Properties worth 50.7 million.
Crazy.
And this is just and not just properties, cash, bank accounts, vehicles. Yeah, so all these people also like really tried to wash the money through properties.
Wash the money.
Yeah, because
Wash.
Chuchi do it.
Chuchi do it.
No, we're not cheering for that. Sorry. Okay. Actually, I also put this topic on my social media.
Okay.
And I got a few questions, but I'll look into two of the questions.
Okay.
So I shall not put the user's name or anything, but I'll just read out the question.
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to be mentioned, so I shall not.
If you do, let us know. We'll put your name there.
Just slip into my DM. Oh, but by the time the episode comes out, it'll be too late.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so this user asked, how can money laundering cases affect property prices in Singapore? Is there any impact?
Very good question.
As a buyer, I think we do not know because first of all, there's even though this is a really big case, we don't know whether money laundering affects the property prices yet. But I do think it could, because let's say somebody buys a property right through money laundering, and then they buy it at overvaluation, right?
Okay.
Even though the banks only give you the loan through the valuation, you buy it, you can top up cash.
Exactly.
So they might still top up a little bit of cash, which drives up the value of that area, correct?
Correct.
And then let's say they decide, I'm going to spend money. I need to spend more money, right? They spend it on renovation. They throw in so much into renovation. They make the place so spectacular. Then at the end of the day, after a few years, 4 or 5 years, they decide they want to sell. I think all this renovation costs is going to drive up the value too. Because maybe somebody really likes how they renovated the unit. They put in so much high-tech systems into it, like great quality finishes and fittings. So maybe that could drive up the price. I'm not sure. Maybe a bit.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. When we talk about money laundering, you are actually spend it on a legal transaction.
So
it's not like you're spending it, but it still goes back to your pocket.
Yeah, so they
Is it
spend
not?
it through legal transactions. Like
Okay.
they buy the property, they overvalue or whatever, and then they put it into renovation costs.
Okay.
So
for
the money is legally being transacted now.
Okay. So basically, these things, when you decide to do money laundering and then you push the price up and all that, as much as we do not, normally when you have like only one-off transaction, it does not affect the rest of the property. But if you see like within this case, there are so many properties. It's not just one.
Yes.
On top of all this, I think recently there was 69 Sentosa Cove lah. So many. I think there was about 79 transaction of condos. So these are the kind of transaction that will drive up the price, but it also affects other buyers.
Proven yet if it would drive up the price, but potentially I think it could.
Okay.
But actually, right, they also create this thing called shell companies,
Uh-huh.
where they create a fake fund
Uh-huh.
just to park the money there. Because as an individual, if you bring like so much money, it's very suspicious, right? I was trying to think what sound.
Which one? The cricket? No, does not work. Spooky?
Suspicious, right?
Ah!
Yes, very suspicious. If it's an individual, I just suddenly bring $500,000 in cash to a bank and be like, I want to put this in. So they create shell companies
Okay.
to park the money there. So it's very like, okay, sure, like, yeah, you have a
Sounds
company,
like movie.
investment. Exactly.
Sounds like a movie. You know, like Cayman Island. I go and park my money in Cayman Island, those kind of thing, right?
Yeah. And actually, it's so funny because there are a lot of times I walk along the street or whatever, like, and then I see shops, right? But every time, I don't know if I should even say this, could be controversial, but
You thought, you'll
No,
be thinking that, is this money laundering?
it's just money laundering because, right, there are certain shops that are just there and I've never seen them open.
Either they don't open or it's just open for display but nothing. You don't
For
really
this
see people coming in.
Yeah, once every few months, I will see the door open and I'll
Okay.
see people inside. But I'm like,
Most of the time it's closed.
most of the time it's closed.
Oh, I do this.
Most of the time it's closed. It makes you wonder, right? So sometimes, like, I just walk along the street, I'm like, I play a game maybe. Money laundering, legit. Money laundering, legit. But obviously it's not real, like, it's just for fun. But it makes you wonder, like, how come, like, it's always closed and they're not, like, operating a business? Or maybe they do online.
Yeah.
So they could
Curious,
be, like,
right?
inside on their computers doing online transactions and not, like, so their physical store could just be, like, online transactions. You never know. But it just makes one wonder. But
Yeah.
that's why it's great that we live in our country because there's so many laws and
True.
practices put
True.
into place. Let's look at the second question. The second question from our user was, let me see, our user's question, he wants to know, there's a lot of prevalence in which type of properties money laundering is invested in. Is it more prevalent in commercial, industrial, or residential? So in terms of the article, to answer that question, I think there are 105 properties that were issued for disposal orders worth more than $1 billion. And let me find the breakdown. Where is the breakdown?
I think you got 105 properties that worth 831 million, including 7 bungalows in Sentosa Cove, 79 condominium units,
Yes.
and 19 of them are under construction, so brand new condo.
Right.
Another 19 is commercial or industrial spaces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I
On
think-
top of that, they are still investigating whether there are more properties
Yeah, it
involved,
still could
right?
be more, yes.
Yeah, it could be more. So
I think-
105 properties
I think it's
mostly.
predominantly in residential.
Yeah.
Why not residential?
Residential.
Right? Because you can have a nice penthouse or something like in Sentosa Cove, and you can bring people over, and they're like, "Wow, look at that! It's amazing." You want to like show off the lifestyle, right? I guess that's why predominantly it's in more residential units. Thank you to our users for their questions.
At the same time, for us as real estate agent, right? How do we help to fight this money laundering?
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the government, because Singapore is such a financial hub, we want to boost investors' confidence, right? So that's why
Sure.
Singapore government's always trying to think of ways to like combat this. And I think I saw an article somewhere where they said that these money launderers, they are always thinking of what's next. Like 'cause-
Something new, something new. Yeah.
'cause you could like invest in properties or whatever, right? But there is like a cycle of what people invest in, and apparently the latest trend is something called Bearbricks.
Bearbricks.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Yeah, so there's this thing called Bearbricks. Let me find it. Yes. So this is like a bear basically, and they look like toys, little mini statues.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the latest thing that I think the money launderers are investing in. So you never know what's next. So as much as the government can find out the trends, what people are trying to launder, chuchi do it. But the launderers are very smart. They're always thinking one step ahead. What should we park our money in?
To be honest, it's Bearbricks, right? When I see this up front,
Yeah.
I see it in almost every house that
Right?
I bring my buyers to view. Yeah.
What are you trying to say,
Then I'll be like,
Farah? What are you trying to say?
And then you see like those one big Bearbricks, then a lot.
I know.
To be honest, it's in almost every home
And
now.
who would think
Yeah.
to park your money in these things? But I guess actually you don't think, like when I look at it, I think, okay, maybe it costs like $100 or something. But honestly, maybe we should look into the price. Maybe they're worth like few hundred to 1,000. It could be, I'm not sure. If you know, please comment how much these Bearbricks are. Do you have it also? Or if maybe now people are afraid to admit they have it.
I don't have one. I don't have even a single one. No, do you?
If I'm being honest, I didn't even know what this was until I saw the article.
Yeah, because I've been seeing it in almost every home that we went to view.
Shops even.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's like famous right now? Is it like trending or something? But I have no idea. Now
Every day the trend is changing, and that's why even the launderers, every day something, they're finding new things to wash
Cuci
their
the bear.
money into.
I call Cuci the bear.
Cuci the bear. Yeah, so you never know. So that's why there's so many things they could be washing money in, and this is just one of the new things. And apparently, like, there's a lot of like the cycle just keeps changing.
Okay.
So what the government's trying to do is to like try to follow the trend. What's next?
So for in real estate, how we try to help the government in terms of fighting this money laundering thing is by, not to say we are investigating, but we sort of
we don't investigate, but
we will do our due diligence on the client, even for our client. If we suspect something, we have to declare and we have to report it in.
Not even if we suspect, but whenever we have a new client, we have to fill up customer care.
Yeah, we do.
form.
We have the due diligence form, then submit to government for any transaction in relation of property.
It also guides us into what to ask them and what
Yes,
to look out
exactly.
for.
So we do not just anyhow, sign things and then we see you, okay lah. Even if you're buying HDB and you think that HDB is a public housing, yes, but we will still do our due diligence to check whether this concerns money laundering, especially in Singapore.
So like, when we get new clients, if we ask you all these questions and forms to fill out, please don't be mad at us. We know it's troublesome, but this is for the good of the
For the
country, for you.
For the greater good.
The greater good for you, for us.
Yes,
Yeah, so
correct.
we don't get into trouble too, and like you don't get into trouble, nobody gets into trouble, we all live happy lives. It's just that few minutes of going through these forms.
Yes, correct. So when it comes to this money laundering case, right, due to all the residential, the purchases and the rental even, because of that, and they got caught, even their agents were called to declare why you never do your due diligence and all that. So you see, we are all involved somehow. That's the reason why we have to do our own investigation. It is part of our duty as a property agent.
Very well said, I love that.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
So Farah, do you think like what we are doing to help out in this situation is effective enough?
Currently, if you're asking me, yes, it is effective because it's not just the due diligence that we are checking. We also have those forms like the AML forms whereby we have to submit and then it runs through the government, I think like some government portal. If we don't declare, then suspicious.
Okay, thank you.
One more time. Suspicious. Let me say first lah. But then, suspicious. I like that. Okay, stop it.
Yeah, focus. Jeez.
So when we talk about these checks, right?
Yeah.
Is it effective? Do you think that there's anything for us to improve when it comes to money laundering transaction?
I think for now, whatever we have in place is good, but obviously we can be more, we can be more aware.
Careful.
We can be more careful.
Okay.
Yeah, but as of now, I think whatever we're doing,
Very good.
whatever
I
we
think
have in
recently
place
we have
is
improved
good.
quite a bit as well, right?
Yes.
We have improved in terms of after this case happened, we do a lot more paperwork
sure.
and we have to do our own checks and declaration as well.
Right.
Right? Okay.
So please, no more money laundering. If not, from maybe a few minutes of
It's
filling
tiring.
up forms and asking questions, it's going to become hours.
I
okay?
don't
So
like to fill up form,
enough.
please. Thank you.
Thank you. Me too.
Okay, so if you do have come across any of this case of money laundering, or there are some money laundering cases that you know, what do you call it, you experienced personally, or you've seen it,
Wow, I wonder if a lot. It's not common, right, to experience.
it's not.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you do,
If you do know, or you have the tea,
if you have the tea, please spill
Yeah,
it in the
share with
comments
us. We
below.
love teas.
Yeah.
We love
could learn from
all the
you,
teas.
other
Yeah,
people watching.
because Jason can't spill any teas. Yeah, really,
Jason's
he's
tea
very
is
bad at
boring.
it.
Jason is our producer that's there behind. He thinks he's spilling fun tea, but it's really basically like this.
His tea was like, huh? That's all. That's all? Really? See, he's complaining at the back. Okay, bye.
But yeah, so to sum it up, basically, I feel like what we have now is effective, and we have a lot of laws in place.
Maybe we can improve in times to come, but at this point of time, what we have is good enough.
Right.
After the case, it also helps us help the government to find out where these people are from and how the transaction was done and all that. So we also learn along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if you do have more stories or you want to spill more teas about certain things that is more towards what we have shared today, please do comment down below, and also can DM us.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you have views on how this could impact property prices and stuff, you can
Yes.
also share with us what your thoughts.
Okay, so that's that for today.
So rise and shine, everybody.
Rise and
That's all we
shine.
have for today, but we look forward to seeing you in future episodes. I'm Daniel George.
And I'm Farah Zach.
Until next time. See
Take
you
care,
guys.
bye.